Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to our Friday night OpenTTD Mod Dev Workshop night. How are we all doing? I have been gallivanting today, but I am back home in time for our stream this evening. Now, the viewer plus subscribers know where I've been, but does anybody want to have a guess? Yes, well, whilst you're having a thought and some thinking, and I'll just let you all guys know some news, and then we'll get on with looking at some code and seeing if we can do things. But first of all, hello everybody. Welcome to all of our channel members and the moderators. Timbuktu. No, I didn't drive that far. did I score any hellish points for your good guess? Where's your good guess? I don't see any good guesses. Anyway, oh no, your guess earlier, Kevin, were in the viewer plus chat. No, you cheated. I didn't know if anybody was going to zoom in that much, but they did. Recently, I did some pretty cool videos. If you want to check them out and the algorithm didn't show you them, here we are. We did a video where I put 500 AIs into OpenTTD. That was really good fun. And also, I played OpenTTD on Spiff's live stream and got to chat with him afterwards. That, I think, was a pretty cool video as well. That was recently, and also recently we started our brand new monthly giveaway for Nice Day for Fishing. That's a PC Steam code if you want to take part in that giveaway. Portal.masterhellish.net. We've got a community gaming night happening on Monday. We're doing Minecraft Vault. No, wait. Yeah, Minecraft Vault Hunters. I'm getting mixed up between my weeks because shortly after that, in the future, we've got Eve and Factorio coming up. Factorio is going to be open to anybody who wants to join, and so is Eve. It's going to be new player friendly and free account friendly content for Eve Online. And we have our OpenTTD server for anybody who wants to play. Get yourself over to the Discord. There's a link to the top and bottom of my website to the Discord, and you can go over there to the appropriate channel where the rules and the password are all there. And we've got an OpenTTD viewers game tomorrow. So if you are watching now and thinking, oh yeah, I'd like to play some OpenTTD, we're going to be doing some tomorrow afternoon. There is a stream scheduled on YouTube and an event scheduled on the Discord. If you've got any questions, shout out. Right. Can you schedule these stuffs in Discord? Not yet. I will be doing soon. I don't know if you saw my message, Brandon, but after this coming Monday, the Minecraft Vault Hunters Community Gaming Night, we're actually going to be missing 2 community gaming nights. So it's not until we then come back that Eve will start. So there's not a rush. It's just coming up. Okay, something for us to look forward to. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much everything, I think. Good evening. Hello, everybody. We're looking for Eve, yeah. What does XP do? Forget about it. It's nothing to do with me. It's just a little YouTube thing. Ignore it. What you want is hellish points, of course. Okay, Shizzle, hi, welcome. So, I am going to attempt to do some coding. Today, I say attempt because, why not? It's challenging. For anybody who hasn't seen this series, this is me trying to figure stuff out because it's all new and interesting. And you're coming along for the ride, okay? This is not a tutorial. This is not a how it should be done. This isn't a, I know all this stuff, look at me do it. It's a, I'm going to try and work this out, even though I know nothing about it all, and we'll see what happens. Because that's exactly how the first live stream in this series started. Yeah, going back to the beginning. Yeah, go back to the beginning of the stream. Watch it at 1.25 times speed. Now, I have been today with my father. Hang on a second. To this place. Okay? The North Norfolk Railway. And we had great fun. Seeing trains. Riding on trains. Smelling trains. Didn't taste any trains. Well, actually, I suppose technically. Anyway, and we had like a lovely trip out. And it's becoming a bit of a tradition, right? It's become a bit of a tradition that when I go to a heritage railway or to a railway museum, I get some postcards. Okay, and what I'll be doing is I'll be bundling the postcards up for you guys to win as giveaways. Okay, so instead of a game giveaway or a Viewer Plus giveaway, coming sometime soon, we're going to have some postcard giveaways. Okay, and then all you need to do is claim your prize, give me your address, and I will send you the postcard pack. So that's cool. Something a little bit different, eh? I like to do fun, different and extra things for you guys, so there we are. Right. Hello, good evening. It's amazing to find a channel that only produces OpenTTD content. Where? Where's this channel? About 1/3 of my content is OpenTTD. That's the only thing that people watch. I have 4 full Let's Plays of Kerbal Space Program, 2 Let's Plays of RimWorld, 3 or 4 banished Let's Plays, Minecraft, 2 EVE Online, maybe 3 EVE Online Let's Plays, a whole load of other games. Now, don't get me wrong, I do OpenTTD, I enjoy it, and so do you guys. But there is a lot. You go to the playlists on my channel page. Oh, you know what? We're going to have a very quick look, and then we'll crack on with the main content of today. I did get a bit distracted earlier because the technical difficulties launched a video. But if you go to my main channel, which nobody ever goes to channel pages anymore, do they? Do they? Is that a thing that people do? I have no idea. Where's my... I've got a button for this. It should work in a minute. You didn't see the other contents. I see the algorithm. The algorithm just doesn't want to show you. Oh, I've got a little live symbol next to my name because I'm live. Right. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to rattle through this. What if you thought I only made OpenTTD content? Hold on to your underwear. Look at this. So I'm going to skip everything that is OpenTTD, but other stuff include City Skylines 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Beyond All Reason, Command & Conquer, RuneScape, 0AD, EVE Online, PUBG, Manor Lords, Zonotic, Minecraft, Railroute, City Skylines 2, Transport Fever 2. Transport Fever 2. If you haven't seen my Transport Fever 2, check it. Check it. Then we've got City Skylines, Coding Games, Skyrim. Oh, I forgot I did Skyrim. Then we got... What else we got? We did some Project Zomboid with the Viewer Plus subscribers at some point. More Railroute, Kerbal Space Program, more Kerbal Space Program, Overcrowd. That was good. That was a good bit of fun. Factorio, 2 Point Hospital, FTL, City Skylines, Minecraft, Sim Airport, Theme Hospital, RimWorld. I even started a Minecraft Redstone tutorial series. It's all out of date now, and I should probably just unlist that. I made the Back to the Future train in Kerbal Space Program. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, EVE Online again, banished. LAN party videos. We do LAN party stuff on the second channel now. Game Dev Tycoon, Scrolls, Space Empires. So much stuff. So much stuff. Playlists. Check my playlists. That's where it all. That's where it's all. Would you mind giving us a quick rundown of the goal of the script that you're working on? Yeah, no problem. No problem, Kevin to be. So the idea is that I want to create a script which tracks cargo delivery for companies in OpenTTD. Now, the way that we're deciding which destination your company delivers cargo to, and it must be... I'm pretty sure at the moment we're only doing cities. Pretty sure we're only doing cities. So you put your HQ down near the city that you want to deliver your stuff to. And also at the moment we have a single cargo that you can deliver. The railway is great. It's a brilliant railway. I was wondering if I'd see anybody at the railway that might know me. But nobody said anything today. Oh, my father's now sending me videos from today. So that is what we're doing. Now, I'm going to get the code up. We're going to start with the code. So I'm going to go Oh, no, I accidentally clicked on the face of a politician. The home page for Edge is disgusting. I mean, a lot of things about Edge are disgusting, but particularly the home page. No, we're just going to be doing one particular cargo that you're delivering. And we've got I'll show you how it's looking so far. Oh! Lots of is over on Twitch. Hey, Hellish, hope it's going well. Speaking of EVE Online Let's Play, really missed those. Is your Corp still running? Yes, the Corp's still running, the Alliance is still running, and we're going to be doing community gaming nights in EVE in about 3 weeks' time. So get over to the Discord, get over to the community gaming nights. We're going to be looking at that. PUBG's almost old enough to be nostalgia. That's an interesting point. Yeah, Transport Fever 2, brilliant. I'm looking forward to Transport Fever 3. I am, and Factorio. We're going to be doing some Factorio. We're going to be doing new Factorio as well on the community gaming nights. All of that is on the second channel. Community gaming nights are not on the main channel. Second channel for that. Get yourself on the variety channel. Yes. We got something you need to do for the Alliance. I know. I opened EVE Online and it wouldn't run because it needed updating, and then the stream started, so never mind. Once you've caught up with Season 11, you'll have to watch KSP seasons. I mean, to be honest, some of them are so old that the footage is not great. The last one, Season 4, that's probably alright. What am I doing? Code. Let's have a look. You have not opened a folder. Okay, hang on a second. What do you mean I've opened folder? Let's open a folder. Why is it trying to get me to go to Vault Hunters? Oh, my editor has completely forgotten what we were doing. Don't worry, I know what we're doing. And oh, by the way, folks, there is a Git repo for all the work that we're doing here. If you want to add to it, or if you want to help in any way, there is a link somewhere. It's on the appropriate channel in the Discord. It's pinned. I'm not sure if it's on my link tree. Let me have a look. Or maybe somebody could tell me if it's on my link tree. Tell you what, everybody go to my link tree. Yes, it's on my link tree. Right. Okay, so if we go to... There we go. Let's open... this. Yes, right, we're in. We're in, folks. This, I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can see. This is our code editor. These are our scripts. Some of these scripts are just work in progress. Some of them are kind of parts of other scripts. It needs a bit of tidying up. Hello Tycoons was kind of the first one we tried to have a go at. Rainbow Company, that one was one made by DJ. It's pretty cool. Cargo Tracker is the one we're working on. And at the top of Cargo Tracker, I've added a to-do list. Ooh, okay, so we need a function that works out what companies get points. We need a function that updates the table correctly when we create points and so on and so forth. We need a load and save function. Maybe somebody else could do that. So maybe somebody could look into loading and saving. In fact, if I remember correctly, Stat Tracker has a working loading and saving function. So maybe you could look at that if you needed to do it. What I want to do is I want to add a parameter for choosing if we assign points or just accumulate cargo count, and then implement accumulating cargo count. Okay? Gerard says, my script has a working load and save as well. That's true, Gerard, but your script isn't part of the workshop folder. This folder is what you can go on the Hellish workshop in the Git. But you could also download Gerard's script as well, which is the Xmas cargo tracker. It's a slightly different cargo tracker. I'm trying to do Gerard's cargo tracker was for a specific purpose. I'm trying to do a general one. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to InfoNut, and you see here we've got this setting for cargo ID, and then we've got this examples of a label. Well, what I want to do is add a new setting that says, are we using points or counting cargo? So I'm going to copy this in here, and I'm going to call it something like is counting... hang on a minute. Yeah, is counting cargo? Accumulating cargo? We could always rename it, maybe. Or you use point scoring. Okay, so we'll call it use point scoring. I like that. And then what we'll do is we'll add this label for use point scoring, and 0 will be like no, so that will be just count cargo. And then 1 will be score points. And the default value will be 0, because we just want to count the cargo. And the minimum and maximum values will be 0 and 1. And I think that will do. And that we're actually using that label now. So now I want to see if that works. Thanks for doing the Mod Dev Workshop series. You have to rewatch already. Well, I'm hoping that at some point I'll have learnt enough that I will be able to make a little tutorial video about this stuff. Hang on a second. Getting notifications from my family. If it's my family, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Now, whilst once we've made a change, I'll need to copy the files across to my OpenTTD installation and actually run it. So let's oh, do you know what? On a quick, massively short tangent, I once exported all my playlist watch data and filtered by playlist doesn't contain OpenTTD, and had a look at all of my top content that people like that isn't OpenTTD, and I found it quite interesting. Right, carrying on with what I was doing. So I've got a folder here called Game. That is where it's going into. So it's the My Documents folder, OpenTTD, Content Download, Game. And then I've got this scripts folder where the cargo tracker is. So I'm going to copy that and paste it into Game. And it's going, are you sure? Do you want to overwrite these files? And I'm like, yes, I want to overwrite these files. And then I'm going to go to Steam and launch OpenTTD. If I say something incomprehensible, it's probably a cat on a keyboard. If I say something incomprehensible, it's probably because I've accidentally knocked my phone onto my keyboard. The number of times... Let's go cam 2. This is my phone here, so the number of times that I've got like my hand here or something, and then I just move my hand to my keyboard, but bash the phone and knock it, and it lands and smacks all the keys, is a little bit too often. It happens too much. Joker says, I'm here and I'm late. That's fine. Right, OpenTTD. So if we go to scripts, cargo tracker, we've now got this drop down here. It says, oh, right. Well, it says the wrong thing, but it says count the cargo or score points. Okay, so that's a bug, but it's a very little bug. It's just small oversight, right? So we can go back to the code and just quickly fix that. And then we can check it off the to-do list. So the description here is use count the cargo or score points. Okay? Good evening, Adam. There we go. So that'll be fixed now. I guess you guys want proof, don't you? Cargo tracker, paste into there, replace files. I don't think it yeah, it doesn't do it when you just open and close it. Luckily, OpenTTD doesn't take long to... Koenig says, I can believe it? Really? You can believe that I can type something in the right place, save it in the right way, transfer the files, and open the game, and everything's going to be fine? Let's find out. Yeah, there you go. So count the cargo or score points, and that's set to score points, and you can change it to count cargo. Yes! Okay. Now that's almost done. Right? Because the job of adding the parameter is fine, but you need to actually then get the data from the parameter. What? You could make a batch file to do it. Well, no, I have no idea what Jello was talking about. Anyway, so here you can see that we've got the cargo ID and stuff. We can use the use point scoring. So we've got cargo ID, table ID. Oh, I don't want the table ID. Cargo ID is the one thing that we're pulling in at the moment. So we're going to use point scoring. We're going to set it to 0 when we declare it. So this is a class variable that we're declaring. Oh, to copy the file across. That is true. I could definitely do that. I actually thought about doing that. And then I had other things to do. I had videos. I had videos to make and other things. Oh, also I've done some changes to the logs since last time. I've cleaned up the logs. The logs now give the tracker a title and it lists the cargoes neatly. And then what I'm going to do is here we're going to get the setting. So this here is the init, which runs when you start the script. And what we're going to say is we're going to go and the variable, the class variable is going to become equal to the setting that we've got. And we just pull that in, okay? Then probably a good thing to do at this point is just spit that out to the log. So we can say, you know, cargo ID, and then we can go plus is this cargo ID, and then we'll go use points is the use points, and then we'll put a blank one because that adds a space, and I don't know if there's a easy way to do that without adding a blank one because I'm not sure on the syntax. So now when we bang the microphone, when we start the script, not only do we have that parameter, but it will pull the parameter in the script and log it to the script log. Okay, so cargo tracker, it's not too bad to copy and paste the files because I have 2 tabs. So let's go back to the game now. Oh, the game's not the game doesn't exist because I closed it. Okay, right, let's get Steam open again. There we go, it's coming. Create a script and then add the tablet to press any button, copy files, switch to OpenTTD, go for testing. Maybe. So then we're going to go script settings. You can see it says count the cargo. And then we can go new game, and in the debug, you can see it says cargo tracker, cargo ID 0, use point scoring 0, list of cargoes. And if we just double check what they were set to, hopefully they are correct. Yeah, cargo ID 0. So then to be a little bit full on the testing, we should test the other options. So we'll change the cargo ID to 2, and we'll say, nope, we want you to score points. Start the new game. Hopefully there's no crashes. And in the debug, it says cargo ID 2, use point scoring 1. And the reason why I did the word use point scoring is 1 is true and 0 is false, and that's why the name is that. So if we ever use any if statements, we can plug in use point scoring and we just know, right? It's good practice. At least I think it is. So there we go. parameter has been added. Job number 1 done. Andre, welcome. So is this a bit big? It looks a bit big. Anyway, top to the screen, right? Add a parameter to can choose whether we're assigning points or accumulating cargo. Done. Gone. Right? Next thing, we're going to ignore loading and saving. Need to handle events like companies, new companies. Okay, we need to do that at some point. Function to work out what companies need points. Function that works out what companies need points. Well, we're not doing points first. Write a function that updates the table correctly with the created points. Okay, so I guess we kind of need to do these two, but for cargo counting. So let's go down and see how it currently counts the cargo. So what it does at the moment, it goes, do you have a HQ? If you do, update the company name. For some reason, we're updating the company name then. I don't think there's a handle event for that. Let's go to the documentation. So, let's see. The game script API web. God, this is tiny for you guys, isn't it? Boop. There we go. So, we go to event. And we just go down to the list of events. That's event type. Oh, event type. Here we go. Invalid, offer, engine preview, company new, company trouble, company ask merger, bankrupt, vehicle lost, depot, vehicle unprofitable, industry open, industry closed, engine available, station, tab funded, aircraft, destination too far, admin port thing, window widget click. Goal question answer. Okay. Company renamed. Okay. So I think we need to look out for that company renamed and then move the code. So let's fix that first. So this basically handles writing in the company name. But instead of just doing it there constantly every time, we should handle it as an event. So let's just temporarily put that down there. Now, oh, hang on. We've got this company bankrupt thing. We don't need that. We put that in there as kind of a placeholder because we knew we're going to need to do events later on. Hey, Brandon. How you doing? So basically, we're checking if there's an event. If there is an event, we get the next event in the list. And we'll get rid of that because that's just a note for me. We get the type and we switch on the type and we break here. So what we need to do is if the company is renamed. Now that's a thing actually. What data does the event hold? Let's have a look at the documentation. So if we go. That's event type. So if we look at event, that's the wrong bit. Get event type, give it. Do I have to go back to the other page and actually find the actual event type? Oh, maybe I do actually. Okay, so which one was it? Company. Event company renamed. Here we go. It says the event company renamed, indicating the company has changed name. Brilliant. Hopefully this should happen in all instances of a company being renamed. And there's functions. We can get the company ID and we can get the new name, and that's it from the event. I guess that's fine because we just get the new name. Jobs are good. Out the event. We don't actually need to search the company for the name. So let's do that. Okay, so we're going to get the new name from the event. EV? Oh no, I don't want to call that. I want to call it event. Like, and we're going to change event type here. Doing this sort of renaming is what breaks stuff. Oh, blue screen. There you go, folks. Sorry. So I've just renamed event type, event and event type. And we're saying if the case of, if the event type is this sort of event, then we want to do event dot get name, and that should give us the new name of the company, right? So a new local thing, company name. Then we can spell it correctly if we want to. And then we do this. Okay, so we don't want to update the company name every time, only when it's changed. So instead of getting it from the company, we get it from the event, and we update the league table with it. There we go. So in theory, I've moved some code around. We've looked for an event. We're handling the event. We're calling the event handle every day, by the looks of this. Yeah, we're handling the event every day. So once a day, we check for events. Now, the problem is, I think if you have more than one events a day, this is going to cause a problem. Okay, I think we probably want to be handling the events every tick. But for now, we'll leave this and we'll put a to-do in. And I'll put 3 question marks because not 100% sure we should do that. But let's make sure that changing the company name actually works in our cargo tracker. So paste the cargo tracker in, restart the game. We get an error, which is fine. Something out of here we go. Company name rename does not exist. We're using the wrong version. I wonder if company renamed is brand new. I've got a feeling it might be new. Hang on a second. Do you guys see the error? Yeah, I think I'm on. No? Let's have a quick look at that. I've got a funny feeling that the renaming a company rename is new. When you test it, it didn't switch scene. That's fine for now. Is there any information on here about when this was added? Is there any like version history? No. Yeah, look, there's the error. Company rename does not exist. I think that's a version 15 feature. I'm not 100% sure, but I can certainly have a look. I think we're trying to use the wrong features. Change log for beta 2. You can adjust it real quick on 15. Beta 2. It's there. What do we do? Do we... I don't know what to do. It's in the change log on the docs site. Oh, right, okay. I thought the change log for the function would be at the bottom there. Keep it out and we can add it later. Get the company name from the company ID. Yeah, but we'd have to get the problem is that we'd have to get the company name every time we did it. So for now, we'll do both. Okay, what we'll do, and then we'll put a note in later to remove the other code. Okay. So, where's it gone? This is the event that we're handling. Okay. So I'm going to get this entire case, copy it to my clipboard, and then I'm going to undo, put that back, put the company name back down here, then go back up to the event and put the case back in and comment it out. Okay, so we can, and then we'll put a note for version 15. Do you really need it every time, or just when refreshing the list? Yeah, when refreshing the list. That's what I'm doing. Look. So, for each company, it will only update the company name when we're refreshing the list and there's a company HQ. So it has to be the month. We do it for each company if the company exists. So the company has to exist. The company has to have a HQ. Then we update the name. And we can remove that after version 15. And then we get the log of the delivery amount and we update stuff. This is Squirrel. Yeah, once a month, not every tick. We have a daily loop and we have a monthly loop. Okay, so this is the daily loop. And at the moment, the only thing the daily loop does is check to see if it's a new month. And then do the monthly loop. But there's probably things we want to do daily as well. It's kind of nuts. So... now, what we want to do down here is instead of just grabbing the delivery amount to the town delivery amount, right, for the cargo type, and then just blurting it onto the table, we want to accumulate that with the previous amount. So, do we store that separately? Or do we just get it off the table, add it on, and then update the table? What do we think, folks? I think the simplest way would be just to read the value from the table, update the table, and you don't need to store it separately. But I feel like the developer in me is thinking, what if we need to reference that value some other way for some other reason? And then the other developer in me is going, well, if we want to do that later, we can change it later and add that functionality. And then the other developers in me say, well, yeah, you are right, but I think we should listen to the first guy. And you guys are like, what's this dude talking about? I thought we were playing OpenTTD. Well, we did last night and we can do tomorrow. Let's be future-proof for more content. I like the idea of being future-proof, but... well, it's hardly rocket science, is it? Oh, yeah, it is rocket science. It can be rocket science. I like the idea of being future-proof, but the problem is, A, you don't know what the future brings. B, you might not proof it anyway. And C, it's not a massive leap. Okay? Let's keep it simple. Okay? The best part is no part. Those are the other 3 developers. You've got me as well, so there's 4 of us. Right. What programming language does the OpenTTD modding use? The scripts are done in Squirrel. Although there is a script Oh, I think there's some sort of script. Oh, I can't remember. DP might be able to tell us if they can remember. But I think there's something to do with Python in terms of making squirrel scripts or something. Or anyway, right. So this is nearly correct. The only thing we want to do is read this element, add this delivery amount to it, and then write it. So SQL with more letters. That would just confuse people. So I'm going to have a quick look at the documentation. Let's go back here. So we're not interested in events. We are looking at the... what's this thing called? Objectives? Tied to the vehicle window to... Hang on a minute. It's league table. League table. We're updating the league table. Where is league table? Log list. League table. There we go. Right. So in the league table... That's why the squirrel file type is not. Yeah. It's cool, right? Apart from it's not, because nobody knows how to do squirrel. Here we go. Functions. We should really check it's a valid league table before updating the function and just posting it out there, but never mind. So there's update element data, update element score. But you can't, but there's no get. Really? There is no way to just get... No, there must be. Oh, hang on. That's member functions. Maybe it's just an attribute. There's element IDs. There's quite a lot of overlap between the dumbest smart people and the smartest dumb people, said Brandon. DP says, I just joined. There is nothing to do with game scripts in Python, but there's... Oh, it's GF. Yes, GRF PY, for making new GRFs. I knew you'd said something, DP. I did listen to what you said. Why do you have lots of videos you can binge watch? Stopping you editing your own. I do quite a lot of videos. Yeah, quite a lot of videos. If you want to narrow it down, OpenTTD Let's Play Series 6, 10 and 11 are my favourites. Put the last RimWorld one in as well, the last Kerbal Space Program, and you're looking pretty good. So, how can we actually look at any values in here? We can't just look at a league table and see what a value is. I'm a little bit annoyed about that, to be honest. We've got this GS league table object. Surely there's... Oh, that's a link type. OpenTTD Series 6 with a banger. I know, right? Is there any others that I can recommend off my channel? Like my top favourite? I can't... Oh, I'm going to have to go to my channel page again. Can't be bothered to type my channel page, so I go to my website and click the link at the bottom. Let's have a quick look at the playlist. So there's the Transport Tycoon Deluxe Let's Play. That's ongoing. That's pretty good. I'd watch that if I were you. Transport Fever. Transport Fever 2. I think there's 2 Transport Fever 2s. I would watch them. Yeah. 2 Transport Fever 2s. The latest Kerbal Space Program. The latest... You know what? I'd also watch the EVE Online Let's Play series. I think that's a good one to go. Top pick. That's one of my top picks as well. Yeah. Right, back to the code. So there's public static attributes of a league table invalid. Okay. Then there's a detailed description, member functions, the new, and so forth. Update score. It does seem gain script object lead table. I think I'm losing my mind. How can I cannot? Where's it gone? League. There must be some sort of. Oh, yeah, league table data type. Yeah. Is there a way to gain it back? Your coding streams are so much better because nobody watches. Your coding streams are so much better because nobody watches them, or they click on the OpenTTD thumbnail and instantly click off. What? No, there's 62 people watching on YouTube right now. If you go back to when I was doing like content as a hobby, and I got 62 people watching a stream, that was fantastic. Oh, DP's typing. Either I've misunderstood something or it's just not there. Title, header, footer. You know what? I've just realised it's not the league table. It's the element. Right? Kind of miss what you're looking at exactly, but league table is basically write only. That is so weird. If you want to store stuff, store it somewhere else. We're storing stuff somewhere else, everybody. We need to just store it somewhere. Can we just... We'll just have to store it in memory, and I don't know what data structure would be appropriate for this. Let's have a little think. Let's have a little think. Okay. So we need a data structure. Maybe a dictionary would be a good idea, because we could do company ID and their current cargo amount. I can't remember. I don't think I know the syntax of how to do a brand new dictionary in Squirrel. But it can't be too difficult, and I think that's probably appropriate. And I don't think we need an object, because we're just storing one value per company. And that value is only going to be amended. Well, it might read right, but that's the whole point, right? Select Tycoon game from games where games equals free. That's more SQL, that is. That's more SQL. You know what? I feel like, and it's probably not going to work, but I'm going to ask ChatGPT and just see how close it gets. So, using the program language Squirrel, give me an example of setting up a dictionary and writing a value to one of the keys and reading a value from one of the keys. Let's see what it does. Oh, it called it a table, which I think that's what they do. So this is what it says. Local my direct writer. Oh, you know what? I remember looking at the documentation for this now, and I think it's close. Yeah, I think it did quite well. Use the number 5. What one was I using? I currently don't have access to number 5. In any case, I was just curious. Right, so I think what we'll do then is we'll make this a class 1. I want to start separating these out so it's easier to see. And okay. What? No, they're not called parameters, are they? They're called settings, I think. So we've got some settings, we've got some data. We're not going to call it my data. We're going to call it company delivered cargo. What VS Code theme do you use? I have no idea. Delivered cargo company. I think that. Well, obviously, it doesn't want to be local. Company delivered cargo looks about correct. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, if it doesn't exist already, it will create one. This mod is a cargo delivery counting script. So this is us getting it. We get use the town ID to find the last delivered amount. That's us logging it to the logs. Okay, so company name, delivered, delivery amount. After that, we want to update the table. So get delivery amount and log it. And then some of these are going to probably be functions at some point. You cheat yourself because you learn nothing, you lose. Ah, well, you're kind of right, Millwall. But what you got to remember is that it's not necessarily just the tool; it's how you use the tool. So if I did all the hard work, and then gave the tool the hard work and say, hey, could you add some comments to this? And then put it back in and looked and reviewed those comments and was like, yeah, okay. You've managed to enhance what you've done with, you know, a little less time expended. So, company delivered cargo, and let's give it the benefit of the doubt now. So we're gonna. This is the writing of a value example that it did. So we're going to say update lead table, right? And at the moment, I think we've got one and just one column, or one element ID. Don't work for the program, but let the program do the work. No, not even that. So our dict is called company delivered cargo. Our key is going to be the company ID. And then this, and we want to read first. So it's going to be new cargo delivered amount. We're going to put the new cargo delivered amount in there. But new cargo delivered amount is going to be what it was before plus what it was last time. Yeah, I need to double check the squirrel documentation on that. I did actually save it somewhere. Bear with me a second. Let's see if I can find it. I could have sworn I saved a link to the squirrel documentation on this. I didn't know. Silly me. Anyway. So now we need to read this value, and apparently reading from it is just doing the thing without assigning the value. So if we get the value here... Oh, thank you, DP. DP gave me the link again. for the squirrel documentation. I'll save it this time, DP, and I'll also show the viewers. So I'll add that to my favorites. Is it added? Squirrel reference manual. There we go. We'll zoom in. Oh, not that much. You seem to do it right so far. See, I'm doing something right for a change, eh? Here's the web stuff. Here we go. So you can see here that we got... this is the documentation we were just talking about. And what's this bit? Oh, there we go. Table constructor. So in Squirrel, you call it a table. That creates a new table. We did that at the top. We didn't use the word local because we're doing it as a class variable. And then... there you go. Key value. Table. What's the table? Empty table A. A equals... Yeah. Looks like here they've got some brackets. And I'm not sure if they're doing multiple there. Yeah. And both syntaxes can be mixed. Oh, well, I don't want that. Go back. I don't want the home page either. Right. Code. How long have you used the name Master Hellish as well as your profile? Very curious. Right. So I used to use all sorts of names for different games. Then I started playing World of Warcraft, and my first character in World of Warcraft was an undead priest, and he was called Master Hellish. And from that point, I just decided to keep using that, and it stuck. However, I do have a couple of other names that I sometimes use at the moment as well. One of them is Yeet Hugan. my free to play character in EVE Online is called Yeet Hugan. Right, so it looks like I'm doing okay so far. The only problem is that this is quite long, right? So I'm not so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down a little bit. This is probably one step unnecessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to say previous delivered cargo. Okay. So we've got company delivered cargo from the so we get a new local variable called previous delivered cargo. Then we add the cargo delivery amount to the previous delivered cargo. To get new cargo amount, we shove that in, and then we use that value to update the amount in the table. And now it's cumulative. Like the plane. Yes, Kevin DeBee, like the plane. So if I can't get Master Hellish, because either I've used it or it's taken, sometimes I'll use Yeet Hugan. You just read the table constructor syntax usages below. Yeah. So I think we're good here for updating the league table. So the league table should now be cumulative. And we should be able to test that because we're outputting the non-cumulative amount. Yeah. Yeah. Shouldn't the local before... Oh, yes. You are correct. Well done. Adam, well done. On YouTube, there's a minimum donation amount. Or where did that come up? Can I donate 1p? No. Yeah. I mean, I can't... there's a donation thing on my website rather than YouTube. And I don't know what the minimum amount is. Right, so in theory, we can now go on to OpenTTD, right? And we can test this. And it might work. And if it does work, I'll be happy. Okay? So, where are we looking? Oh, OpenTTD is running. Okay. Oh, we got rid of that script error, didn't we? Yeah. Right. So, let's rerun. See if we get an error. We didn't get an error. Let's check the debug log. Here we go. It says we're tracking cargo ID 2, which from the list down here we can see is male. And we're using point scoring, which that we're not using that value yet. No crashes this stream. We've had one. We've had a bug. We've had one bug crash, I think. So in theory, if we unpause the game and then build our HQ in this town, and then get some trucks going, deliver some mail, we should not only see it. Oh, look, placeholder company name. So when we get past the end of the month, that placeholder company name will update with the actual company name, in theory. Do we need this open? I don't think we do. Now we put the HQ in. There we go. So we should be able to keep an eye on these things. So the company name should come in, and the amount delivered should still be 0, because we haven't delivered anything yet. But I'm working on it, okay? So let's put some roads in. And we'll actually do a tiny bit of fast forwarding because I want a 0 to come through first. Oh no, it crashed. Alright then, where's Hellish Tools? Where's the counters? Where is it? Script errors. So that should be script errors this stream too. So, what's the crash? Let's have a look. Index 0 does not exist. Oh, hang on a minute. Cargo delivery amount 0. Okay, so it's trying to read something that isn't there yet. Oh, did Millalol predict it by accident? You know what? This makes sense. We need to initialize this. Okay, this needs to be initialized. Let's sort that out. So we've got our, if we go all the way up here, you can see we've got our company delivered cargo table, but we're not initializing that key in there. And we've got this is our league table, or maybe we should do that. We're gonna improve this later, by the way. At the minute, we've just got one element in, and it doesn't matter what that element is. And we've got an empty constructor for some reason. But where we create the league table, which is here, I think. Yes, in the init. Create the league table. Oh, stop with the cap spam, please. Here, at the very bottom, I'm also going to initialize the data here. I think I missed something. Yeah, I did, didn't I? So where is it? Let's have a look in the documentation, because I've forgotten how to do this in Squirrel. And that's what the documentation is for. So a new slot with the ID as a key. Is it because I'm reading before I am writing? Okay. So the syntax isn't the problem. The problem is that I am reading before I am writing to it. So down here, we are trying to read this value before we've ever written to it. So we're just going to bodge that up here for now. Don't keep this. This is bad. So we're going to go in and say 0. And we're going to put in a 0. I think that's how you do it, right? Yes. Also, we probably ought to put the closing semicolon on the end. There we go. This maybe, can we do that? You know what? That's not necessary. Even if we can do it, it's not necessary. Right. that line will still exist in 20 years. Not necessarily. If you guys really are enjoying my dev streams, and it looks like you are, we might do more. We might do longer. I might do some bits in between. Also, the more... I'm putting a lot of effort into growing my channel right now. Once my channel growth becomes into a more steady state, I might be able to then devote more time to this. Anyway, let's do those files. Let's see if A, we fixed the bug, which I'm pretty sure I have. And then B, if everything works as expected with the counting. Right then. So, first things first, switch scene, restart the script, no crash yet. Good. Debug screen looks good for now. League table looks good for now. Company HQ, we will build it over here after we've unpaused the game. And we'll go past we'll go into February. Right, we didn't crash. Now a few good things just happened. Let's pause. First of all, the league table updated with the name of the transport company, as it should do. This is nice. And then it logged that we delivered nothing, which it should do. Very nice. Next, we actually need to deliver something. And I believe we're still doing mail, aren't we? So let's see if we can get like at least one bit of mail delivered. We're building this up bit by bit. We could probably do some jumping forward, but then I don't think we'll learn very well, right? Crash coming. Well, you're doing well at growing your channel. Thank you very much. I am hoping that I can grow it a little bit more. We haven't hit the full target of full-time content creation quite yet. But hopefully once that target is hit, and if we can sustain that, that's when Max Permadeath will return. That's when Fantastic Free Games will return. And we'll do other bits and bobs, as well as the core Hellish content. Right. Now, in February, we didn't deliver anything. This says, these two things say 0. Right? Next to my head. These two things say 0. Once we get to the end of March, this 0, the next 0 shouldn't be 0, and the next one should be good. Yeah. What happens if the company name gets so long it goes over the cargo number? It won't do that. The delivery table changes. So let's fast forward a little bit. There we go. So now that says 14 and this says 14, which is good. So in theory, it's added 14 to 0 and got 14. Now we need to add the next amount to 14 and it should do that. So let's go to the end of April. There we are. 14 and 18, 32. It did it. I know it's only a little thing, alright? But when I achieve something I've never done before, I get a little bit of joy. $14 plus 18 equals 32. Cha-ching! I mean, really, that tick should be in green. Oh, that's a terrible tick. Tick. I do like the scripting content, but you have to be clear that you are still not a dev. Yes. Not dev. Not a dev. Right, so let's now pause this and head back to the code and see where we are. Okay. So we're updating the league. Let's go back up towards the top here. There was something else that I accidentally deleted off here, and it was something about something every... oh, yeah. Check events every tick? Question mark? It still says delivery. What? Where? Wrong on the window. Let me have a look in OpenTTD quickly. Oh, in the title of the table? I'm at least 98.3% sure I'm not an OpenTTD dev. That is pretty sure, isn't it? Here. A delivery. I don't know if it's my dyslexic eyes, but I can't see the problem. Bear with me a second. A instead of an E. No, E instead of an A. E instead of an A. Thank you. There we go. I looked at that several times and just didn't see it. This is the problem with being me. You think I have problems spelling with things like that? Try reading small text on a screen that's moving whilst you're doing a game. Reading chat's not easy for me. Right, we fixed that as well. So we actually count cargo now. Okay. We're not checking for moving HQs. We're not loading and saving. We're not checking events every tick. We're not checking whether there's a new company or an old company. But we've essentially done the other half of what this one is. However, this only works for one company. We need to make this work. Oh. Players. Yeah. You know what you mean about enjoying something even when something small works. It's awesome. I know, right? I know. So the main reason this doesn't work for multiple companies isn't because we're doing something wrong around here in terms of looping through the companies. That bit works, I believe. The problem here is that we're always using the same element ID, right? Now, when we generate this element ID, where is it? Okay, here. So we create a new element in the table. What we need to do is do that for each company. And the problem is we don't know how many companies there's going to be. I suppose we could just do it for a bunch of them, right? And what we also need to do is store this ID for each company, right? So that, for me, kind of feels like another dictionary. But if then we've got multiple dictionaries for each company, and they've all got the same ID, I feel like we should be doing something different. But let's do that first, and then we'll reiterate upon that, okay? So up here, we're going to go in the data. We're going to do company LTEID. That's not great, right? That's a terrible name. Let's just double check. League table, yeah, league table element is what we're holding, right? And it's IDs. There we go. Please forgive me if I'm a little slow today, folks. I've driven 5 hours of car driving today. Yeah. Wednesday is fine until I have to spell it. I don't even have dyslexia. Why is dyslexia so hard to spell? So then there's the company league table element IDs, right? And really, this should be the... Yeah, that's fine. And then we need to initialize that. As long as we write to it before we read it, we should be fine, right? So what I'm going to do... use a table and can put multiple elements. Elements inside even. Yeah, I'm using a table. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here to create the elements, I'm just gonna whisk them through a for loop for now. Obviously, this creation process for the elements is going to be handled by events in the future. So when we get a new company, it'll add a new element, right? That's the plan. So here, instead of this element ID, hang on a minute, we've lost some indentation. Yeah. Can you not make a table that assigns numbers when the company is made? Yes, but we're not doing events yet. We don't know when a company is made. We're going to add events in later. Okay? I just want to get key basic. You've got to remember, I don't know how all of this works. I'm only learning and doing it and figuring it out as I'm going. So here there's a few changes that we need to make. Okay, so we need to get this company league element IDs, and we need to push it into that. So this dot company league element IDs push in the value for the company name of company ID, which is the I, and then we do it in the same table ID. Now I don't know what that is, and I don't know what that is, and I can't remember. So let's have a look at new element in the league table so we get the information. Okay, league table, new element. Here we go. So it's the rating, the company. So it's the third value is the company. And I think the last one is the link as well. Mum, maybe you could ask Massive's help with this. He's friendly OpenTTD Dev. No, Dev. No. Cargo delivery table is now clipped. No idea what you're talking about. Right. So what we're going to do is this is going to be I, and this is going to be I, and we're going to change this to our temp company ID. Okay, it's just a temporary company ID, and we're just iterating through those IDs, and we're putting the temporary company ID in the key for the table there. There we go. There we go. So in theory, we should now have 15 slots, and then we write to this. Okay, now I think down here we forgot the word this for something. Yeah, here. There we go. So I can't remember. So what we're going to be doing is we're not going to use this element ID. We're going to get the company ID, and that's the element we're going to update. And I don't know what that is. Oh no, it's the order, I think. I can't remember when we're updating the score. With the table in the code, add the company name and the score, then you can grab it and update the league table elements. Check the kid. I'm going to look at that in a bit. We'll do it like this first, and then I'll look at using the table in the appropriate way that I want to. And I think we're going to be sorting about that. I don't want to be going over to the... Yeah. Now you have a double this. We have a double this? Oh, a this. Yeah, we don't want a this. Thank you for the this. Right. So in theory now, This should work for multiple companies. It's not the most efficient way, but it should go wrong. Now the problem is, I think I'm going to have to use. Can I just? Let's start a new game, and in the script settings, I'm going to change the ID to 0. I'm going to get some AIs on board. Because you never know, they might get some points. But at least we get their names and stuff. Oh, the names isn't going to work. Or is it? No, I need to fix the names. So, where we are... Where are we doing it? The element. This bit here, where we're doing the company name here, that element ID wants to be changed to company ID there. Nearly did that. Nearly missed. Nearly. We shouldn't need that anymore. Right, this doesn't get used anymore. And really, that piece of data is a league table piece of data. Right, let's go into OpenTTD and see what the situation is. So I'm adding a load of competitors, see what happens with the naming and stuff. The script settings have been set to 0 for the ID. Let's find out if this crashes. I mean, it hasn't crashed yet. Still hasn't crashed yet. Oh, it didn't create the multiple things. By the way, the script itself isn't stored in the save, so you should be able to save and load the game to test the script and avoid building everything new each time. Okay, thank you, DP. Something's wrong here. It didn't create all of the stuff that I expected it to. You wonder if this actually works? Well, I got rid of the this, didn't I? Let's pause that and go and have a look. So there's something wrong here. You got the HQ created. Oh, hang on, you guys can't see it. There we go. There's something wrong here when we're creating this new element because it's only doing it once, or it's doing it and overwriting it. Hang on a second. Hellish thinking as the OpenTTD music players, yeah. I want to check the documentation for new element. Because I've got a funny feel. Oh, here it is. Is it because table text score? The table, the rating, the company, the text, the score, the link type, the target. I think that's right. Table, the rating. Maybe because I'm giving the same rating? Yeah, maybe the rating is causing a problem. Tell you what, let's give them the same rating as the company ID +1. Maybe it doesn't accept company IDs which don't exist in the game. These company IDs are just fake company IDs. It's just a list of numbers between 0 and 14. Hang on a minute. Less than or equal to 14. Oh, less than or equal to 14. Yeah. I mean, rating... I don't know whether we can have rating of 0 or we can have a negative rating. Let's see if the text says anything about that. Is valid lead table. Text no length up there. Valid link. Blah, blah, blah. Value that elements are ordered by. Yeah, it just says that. The companies you're linking don't exist. That might be the problem. It should create a blank element DP for my code. I can understand why you might think that, but in theory, the way I've set it up right now, because I'm not handling events, it should create a blank one. This is kind of like, you know, get it working and then change it so it works with events. That's the plan. Okay. Let's change it. I've got it here so that it's got the template. That's the rating, right? It's an invalid element. Invalid element. It won't be created. Why won't it be created? DP seems to know what's going on here. One of them gets created. We get one element created and then the rest fail. Apparently. I kind of wish I had, like, the API was understood by the the code interpreter here. But it's not. I don't know if we can. I don't think we can. There we go. This is just temporary for my learning until I can become a little bit more familiar with these particular functions. So we've got the table, the rating, the company, the text, the score, the link type, and the target. Okay, they're the parameters for that particular function. Look at new element preconditions in the docs. You have one company, so the element is valid. New element preconditions. Oh, it's valid link. Oh, thank you, DP. It's this. The company ID. Presumably the actual company as well. Yeah, no company exists in the init point. Mm-hmm. Nah, I don't think you're right about the player company. That's why we have one. Player, company 0 is there. Oh. I think we might have to handle the event, add a new one. Yeah, it's trying to link the current element to a company ID that doesn't exist at the init point of the game. Right. In that case, we're going to use the new company event. All right, we're going to start handling the event. Okay. Let's just double check from the documentation in the events. Where's the events? Hang on a minute. I'm in the wrong place. Here we go. That's the list. Don't want the list. Oh god, we had enough problems with lists in the past. Oh, there's event. Yeah. If you want to get it running, use invalid company for the company ID and link none for the link. Okay. Company ID is just there for the color blob. Okay, I appreciate that, DP, but I'm going to move on to trying to get the actual event thing working. The only problem is, if all of the AI companies are created in the same tick or in the same day, we're not gonna get them to pull in, are we? Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, hang on a second. Event company new. That's it there. All right, and it is. You get the company ID from it. And yeah, you can get the company ID from it. Okay, from the event. So that's not what I want. I want the type. I don't want the actual event. I want the type. Company new. There it is. So that's the company new. Company. And then we can go ID. And then I believe I was in the right place for getting the ID before on the web. So it is just get company ID. Can't hear anything. What do you mean you can't hear anything? I think other people can hear things. Oh, I didn't copy the ID. And then we're not going to update the data of the league table. We're going to create the element. Okay. Whereas we just use the company ID there, not the temp company ID. I think the rating wasn't the problem, so we'll just give them a rating of 0. Yeah. Hi, DJ Egg. I think this should work, but the problem is that I think it will only work if you create one new company in a day. Like, if we get all 14 of them being created at exactly the same time, I don't think that's going to work. Let's try it and see. There we go. Right. Okay. So, restart. Yeah, we crashed. Crashed immediately. Get company ID does not exist. Oh dear, what did I do? Get company ID is a public member function of the event company new event. Look. Oh, are we doing the counter? Because if we're doing the counter, we're a little behind. Check the case of the name. Oh, have I messed it up? I think your event isn't a GS company new event yet. Oh. Right. So, is that a new company? Or is that... Oh, that's the new company event, right? Hang on. So this is what was suggested. GS company, well, the event thing. We convert the event that gets passed in. That gives the new company. But I think that's the new company event, right? I could be wrong. And then the new company event dot get company ID gives us the ID. I think. If I have interpreted that correctly, and there's a chance I have not, this might be fixed. Okay, no error yet. Okay, no error yet. Script seems to be running. Good. Company league table has 2 in. Of course it has 2 in because what? Hang on a minute. Why does it have 2 in? I don't know why. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. Here you go. I think I need to give Gerard the SOS link as well, just so more people have the SOS link. I'm not quite sure why we'll end up with 2. I think it might be because we've got the event and then we've got the init, which might not be good. So if I unpause... Oh no, look, they are coming in. Interesting. So it does appear to be handling all of those events okay. It only handles 1 event per day. Yeah, I want events to be handled quicker than that. But we'll get around that. I don't know why it's 12222. Actually, I think I know why it's 1222. Yeah, I know why it's 1222. Don't worry about that for now. We can sort the numbers out later. So now, none of these will... Oh, we crashed. Oh, wow. One of them changed their name. Right, your script made an error. Index 9 does not exist. Really? Thank you very much, moderators, whoever that was. Okay, company ID 9. And it's trying... Oh, God, I can't read that. It doesn't wrap text. Line 179. Name change made it crash. Yeah, but one of them worked. What was it? Right, here we go. Hang on a second. I think I know what the problem is. So here we go. 179 is where we are loading the previous delivered cargo from the company. But we're not creating that where we should be. So if you go up to the init, we are initializing that ID for the company delivered cargo. We need to do that for every company. So when there is an event for a new company, we also need to... this is the... I don't know why that's indented. That should not be indented. Right, we also need to do this for the new company ID. And initialize the counting. That should do it. That should fix that problem. So let's try again. So debug and league table. There we go. So can I just fast forward? Fills all them in. Make a new function for company blah 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 to clean the code. Not doing cleaning code right now. What I might oh sorry folks. What I might do is code cleaning between screens. Ah, look at that. Okay. So we've got no errors, and the companies who have HQs down have their names updated and their cargo being counted. So presumably if we go to pink, you can see view HQ is grayed out, but if we go down to white, they have their HQ over here, and they are doing passengers by the looks of it. So we should actually start getting a count for them. So if I fast forward, yeah, look, we're getting counts. 19, 67, 19 and 67, 81, 226. Yes! It's ugly, but it works. And I think we have company 1 twice. But apart from that, yay. Yeah. I wish there was some easy way for the screen thing. There is a URL that the moderators have, and if they just hit that URL, it immediately SOSs my screen. Cleaning code is called refactoring. Yeah, we talked about that on a previous screen, and a load of people got confused about what refactoring was. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove that extra company, the extra row up there. Oh, that is really cool. Okay, yeah, it's not brilliant yet. So the extra row is because I think hang on a second. Yeah, we don't do this. We just create the table with no elements. And we don't need to keep that now. The bad... Oh, hang on a minute. Here we go. Hang on. I'll just undo what I did. Hang on. Edit. Redo. Alright, okay. Hang on a second. Hang on. I know which screen. I know which screen. DJ says, I usually clean the code at the end. Yes. Right, so what we need to do is when we're creating the league table, we don't need to create the elements because we're doing that when the company's created. And we don't need to initialize this delivered cargo thing because we do that when the company's created. And now, up here, make it work for all the players is done. Now, it's not neat, it's not tidy, but it's done. Currently, they can move HQs. We need to check things events every tick. Should we do that now, or should we test it? Let's test to make sure I haven't broken anything. There we go. So I've just transferred the file. We'll jump into OpenTTD. We'll restart everything. We'll unpause. We've got no errors yet. Whoa, that's the AI thing. We don't want that. There we go. Companies are coming in. Fast forward. There's all the companies in. Now we've got rid of the duplicates. You can see that we've got some that have put their HQs down. Some of those that have put their HQ down are bound to actually deliver cargo. And you can see that it's counting it correctly. I mean, it's not ordered yet. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is go back to the code and just say, actually, one of the things we need to do is order the league table. Okay. That's a job for another day because I want to do this. I want to check events every tick. So down here, we have this function. First, we let the whole thing initialize. We run the init function. Then we have this main loop. What we need to do is this main loop needs to do an action and then check to see if the ticks are passed, and then call the do the day. And there might already be a solution for this, and I think hang on a second. Well, in order to do this, you just need to pass the right amount of rating. Yes, DP. That is what I was thinking, but we're going to do that a little later. So what I'm thinking is we just check to see if the days changed every tick. Would that be too much? Rather than checking every tick, you can instead go through is event waiting per day. Hang on a second. If... Okay, so that shouldn't be an if. That should be a while. While is event waiting. I think it should just be while, right? Presumably... I mean, let's have a look. Is the is event waiting... function. So it is the event controller, I believe, is event waiting. Get the next event. A class that turns the event jar. Oh, that's get next event. Is event waiting. Here we are. Returns true if there's an event on the stack. Oh. Should be a while loop. Is that just going to work? Oh, sorry, folks. I just put that in there. While. I'm not sure that's going to work because is event waiting. You know what? I think it will. I think that will work. Because I think that just returns Boolean, right? Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, just while. The thing is, right? This is the tricksy thing. Is sometimes something is super easy. Like changing the word if to while. And something in the back of my head goes, can't be that easy. Can't be that easy. It must be very difficult. Can't be that. There's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. And it's not a trick. Sometimes it's just fine. You should still have the get next event call. Yes, I have here. So we're good. There we go. So that's good. Yeah, the opposite is also true, right? Sometimes you want to do something easy and it just turns out to be super difficult. Right? Super difficult. So in theory, when we go into OpenTTD, when I refresh this, it should just go crazy. And just fill everything immediately. Are we ready? There we go. That was pretty quick. Right. So instead of placeholder company name, we will be able to get the company name when they change it. You know, we could actually get it at initialization as well. Let's fix that. Back to the code. So just by changing that if to a while, I think that's fine. So we've checked the events. Every day we loop through all of the events and then we're good. Now, what was the other thing I said? What did I just say? The name of the company at creation. So when a company is created, we get the ID, but presumably we can get the name too. And we don't need to store that as a variable. Maybe it's finally time to use company. DP. I will add it to the to-do list, right? Correctly use lang. Yeah. I didn't spell correctly. And you know what? I'm leaving that. I am indeed. I'm leaving that. Where was we? Here. Now, because we're only going to use company name once, we're not going to create it as a variable. We're just going to put it in. I didn't spell delivered correctly. Let's try again. Delivered. Is that right? I don't know if I even changed it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, let's replace the files and give this a try. Did I spell it correctly? You're trolling me, right, folks? You must be trolling me. Right, back to OpenTTD. Reload the game. Oh, we crashed. What did I do wrong? Get company name doesn't exist. I'm a complete wally. Of course it doesn't exist. Yep, thank you very much, moderators. In this event, in this event, the new company event, it's not an option. And here's the documentation. So, in the event for company new, we have we can convert it, and we can get the company ID, and that's it. There's moderators. Yeah, there's moderators. I'm never sure which moderators are definitely around. I know DJ Egg's about. They're the ones with the spanners next to them. Yeah. And Wizard Brandon's often about. Jack and Max are moderator, but Jack and Max are very, very, very busy. Oh, they are. Brandon exists. So we need to fix that. So this get company, I made that up. Robin says 105 viewers, but only 29 likes. Apparently, it's 110 viewers right now. But yes, if you are enjoying the stream, please do give it a like. Yeah. So what we're gonna have to do is get the company name or do what DP said. DP, if you give me a full example, if you're able to, then maybe I will do it. Chegzo Kid says I need to use the get the company name. So let's do that. Where's my function gone? So here's my imaginary function. I'm going to get rid of the imaginary function and put the function in that I actually need to do to get the name of the company from the company ID. And we already have the company ID, so that's fine. So this will work for now. You gave me an example last stream. Okay, DP. I will get round to it. Yeah. Yeah, it is all very specific, isn't it? Okay, that should have fixed my boo-boo. I just made up a function that I wanted to exist and just ignored it. Hang on a second. I'm just checking something DP did. Okay, yep, I made... You know what, DP? I made a note of that. So thank you very much. I did make a note. I was a good boy. Made a note. If everybody can use YouTube chat, I do prefer it while I'm live. If you can't, that's fine. All right, that's good. That's okay. If you can't use YouTube chat, there is the channel in the Discord. But if you can use YouTube chat, or even if you can say it, I do prefer it, please. Right, hang on a second. We're going to find out if I fix this bug. Now, did I copy the file? I should definitely do a thing that updates my local OpenTTD with all of the scripts and stuff from what we're doing here, right? So there's the error. Let's restart. No error this time. If we have a look at the debug, there's everything there. If we have a look at the cargo delivery table, there we go. Millalol says, it always feels like Hellish doesn't look at YouTube chat when I write something. Well, the reason for that is that I can't read out every single thing that everybody says. Everybody can read what you've written just as much as they can read what they've written themselves. So I have to pick and choose what's most relevant to what I'm doing. So, for example, when you said crash number 5, I didn't need to say that because it was on the screen, so I wouldn't have read that out. So it's not necessarily unimportant, but I have to... It's not that I ignore any unimportant chat, it's that sometimes I have to pick out the most relevant chat. Right, let's unpause and see what happens. It worked, and it worked so fast. I completely ignored you on Twitch chat. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't always see Twitch chat because there's like 2 of you. How many's on Twitch right now? Let's have a look. 8. Wow. I mean, if I was allowed to tell Twitch chat that I stream at a higher resolution and bitrate on YouTube, I would do, but I'm not allowed, so I won't say that. But there we go. Not only is the cargo delivery table there and working, but the AIs that have placed HQs, if they happen to deliver passengers, it's counting it. Probably don't need the company bit. I agree. Although some of them seem to have dropped the company bit. Oh, you know why? It's because when they actually get a delivered amount, that bit changes. Yeah. So I think we can comment out this log, and we can get rid of the word company. We're going to start doing a little bit of tidying up. The stream is technically supposed to finish at 10 on a Friday, I think. But seeing as, you know, there's quite a few of you here and we're making good progress, let's do a little bit more work on this, okay? So, back to the code. Now, we're going to get rid of this word company. We don't need that. Delivered, should we keep the word delivered? I think we get rid of the word delivered, right? Just keep the 0. It's gone. And then down here, it says the word cargo. Well, let's get rid of that as well. We'll just put the outright amount. Oh, hang on a second. Does it? If we throw it in integer, will it go a bit funny? It might be points, depending on the setting. That's a good point. I think what we'll do is we'll change the name, the header in the settings, in the table. We've got test header and test footer. So what we can say is amount of cargo delivered by companies, or we can say amount of points collected by companies in the header or footer. And then up here, we get in the delivery cargo amount and logging it. Let's get the unlogging it and get rid of that. Now, there might be a debug level thing we can play around with, but I don't know about that. So I'm just going to make a note saying debug cargo. Oh no, I didn't even type that correct. That was terrible. Yeah, cargo delivered info. There we go. Rather than cargo or delivered, why not put the type of cargo being tracked? I think that's a good thing to put in the footer or header, because I don't think it's a piece of information you need in every row, right? So that's a brilliant thing to suggest. So we, in the, not handle events, in the init function, we have this cargo list, right? And we loop through the cargo list. So you've given me a good idea. I'm going to take what you've said, I'm going to tweak it, and we're going to do it. So with this cargo list, we're going through it. And when we create the table, we do a test header. We'll probably keep that there. And then down here in the... Oh, you know what? Let's just... let's break this down so it's easier to see. There we go. So in the footer, instead of test footer, we can put cargo being tracked. Okay. And then we can just do like that, plus, and then we're going to do, we still have access to this list here. So I'm going to call it, I'm going to rename it, refactor that to cargo list, which means we need to change this word list here. And then in the cargo list, hang on a second. Oh, hang on. No, I don't. Well, I don't need to do that. We can just do this. It's that key, but that's for each key value in the cargo list. But we don't want that. We want the setting, the cargo ID that we're using. You know what? I'm going to start every setting with the word setting. Setting cargo ID, setting use, so we know it's a setting when we're using it. That should work, right? Just take the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly, Mark. So now we know that we can actually say the cargo being tracked. God, look at that. We've just added a feature just like that. How cool. How cool. Exactly, almost. Yeah, I changed it slightly so because we're actually just pulling it from the settings. You had the right idea. This stuff. Oh, yes, yes. I think it works without the this. I do. I don't know. It works. I think Squirrel's a little bit forgiving like this, but oh well, never mind. Yeah, I don't think it. I think it works without it, but I think we should have it, right? Right. So if we go to over to OpenTTD now, it crashes, and because cargo ID does not exist. Oh, I changed the name. Cargo ID doesn't exist. Where did we use cargo? Oh, cargo ID's there, look. Oh. That's where I need the rename tool, right? So there's the, oh, and then I also changed this here. So where's cargo? Let's do a find and replace on the word cargo ID. So we've got there, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's not. That's not. Okay, I've done it now. Why not say the type of cargo? Because we have to use the ID. Yeah. You can rename like variables by right-clicking on them. Change them throughout the project. That's what I thought, Jackie, but it doesn't seem to work here. So if I go here, right-click, no refactoring available. Okay. I mean, this is a bit big. Maybe we need to go down one size. Can you guys still read that? So we've got a load of options on here. None of them are to rename the variable. It works when I do Python, doesn't work when I do Squirrel. Probably don't need the setting on the monthly loop if you store the value in the init. I mean, I wanted to do it in case you change the cargo type, right? But then it wouldn't actually update on the league table. Change all occurrences? Have I just been looking for the wrong thing? Oh, you mean change all occurrences in the find and replace? Yeah, you can do find and replace. Control F2. Yeah, you can do find and replace, but I don't like using find and replace because it can mess up. It was there. What? Oh. Not sure. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. I've changed that, but yeah, I'm not sure about letting them change cargo in the middle of the month. Oh, it auto selects all occurrences. Oh, I see. That's not how the feature worked when I did the other thing. It can actually go around and rename the variables throughout the different classes. Yeah, I think being able to change the cargo partway through is not a good idea. Right? It could cause some issues. Just pressing F2 by itself did nothing. That has highlighted all the occurrences. So in theory, I can go through there and I can call it settings cargo. And then down here, it is called settings cargo. Control F2 is the shortcut. This isn't how I've done it in the past. I've done it. Oh god, that was wrong. Control F2. There we go. Yeah, I'm not used to use VS Code for other things. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked here. I don't think we should be allowed to change the cargo ID. I don't think we should do it. I think when you start the game, that's the cargo you're doing. If we want to change the cargo later, we implement the feature properly throughout the entire code. Right? Also, there is no update for table header footer, so changing the cargo would be a pain. Yes. So what you'd have to do is take it out of the table and display it somewhere else. Like you could do a news. You do a news pop up. The cargo now being tracked is the name of the cargo. So it's a feature we could add. So what we can do is we could like add also possible features. And then we can have change cargo mid-game. Because I think that could be good. It'd be like, right, everybody now mail. And then, right, now everybody do goods. So there we go. How much progress has been done in the past 2 hours? I would say quite a lot. We have got a lot working. But what you got to remember is in previous streams, we laid a lot of foundations. The first stream, we didn't even start this script, right? In the second stream, we started this script and we started feeling out the different ways of looking up the cargo names, listing out the cargoes, getting the data for the company and all that sort of thing. And now, even though there's some features that are missing, it essentially works. Is tracking all cargo not better? You could do that. That could be an option. But for now, it's not a feature. Like, it might just be a goods race. Like, which company does the most goods? Start to finish. Done. Right, I can't remember if I copied the file now, so I'm just going to do it again. We'll go and test this one more time. Oh, yeah, well, you can remember. Remember, ask ChatGPT to add code. I'm not getting ChatGPT to add code. I will get it to do some suggestions. I will get it to help me with comments. But I'm not going to get it to do the code for me. DJ Egg reckons this is going to crash. Hasn't crashed yet, DJ Egg. I mean... Oh, hang on a minute. What? Oh. I've just noticed. Yeah, I think DJ Egg noticed this. Look. I renamed stuff and it's not there. It's just disappeared. Yeah. So what we want to do is find this space. And there's only one of them apparently. It's disappeared on all locations. I'm not sure it has. Oh, it has. Oh, yeah. So we'll just nip through and check them all. It's because messing around renaming things, right? That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That's not. Okay, I think we're okay then. It's because I listen to chat. I know. DJ spotted another one. 96? Oh no, 69. Use point scoring. Did I changed it to settings use point scoring, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I think we're looking okay now. Never listen to chat. Well, actually, that's one of the problems that I had in a previous stream when I was trying to figure something out. I had some people in chat saying one thing and some people in chat saying another thing, and I was getting quite confused between the two. And I think in the end it wasn't either. But you guys can be very helpful sometimes. So, right, no crash just yet. Oh, that's gone horribly wrong. Look at that. The delivery table's gone very wrong. So I'm not sure what's happened there. We had this working chat and then somebody was trying to tell me how to rename things and it went all wrong. Yeah. Fiddlesticks. Jake was like, I feel part of this. I'm sorry. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's probably just a relatively small thing that we have to sort out. We could just Control Z for a while. I'm not going to do that because we added some other things in. Setting cargo ID. Let's just see. Have we got anywhere that is just cargo ID? That shouldn't be just cargo ID. Reading the setting each month. You removed it, right? Yeah, I did remove it. Jacob says, get setting. What, in here? No, that's correct. That is the setting name. That's the setting name. That's the setting variable. Save a copy with another name. I am a little bit tempted to Control Z on this particular one. Due to change the name of the list. I'm going to Control Z on this in a second. I'm going to go to the top. I think we redid the to-do, right? So if we copy the to-do and then just Control Z a bit. So that's me fixing the lists. There's me adding that list up there, the more information. There is me removing the monthly update, forgetting the setting. Messing with the setting name. And I think that's it there. But then there was a problem. Oh god, what was it? It was in the table, wasn't it? Here. That is not key. That is cargo ID. Right? I think this version should work. This is why you get your stuff. And you use proper versioning when you make changes and things. But all of these changes are so micro. Alright, what we got here? Where are we? This is index. The index key is 78. Right, where are we? This doesn't count because we're still fixing. 78. Oh, hang on. I put that in the wrong place. It's supposed to be there. This dot cargo ID. I don't like to have. See, if I was using branches and things, then I'd probably commit more often. Right. So that's still blank at the moment. No, the problem's still there. The problem is still there. In this. Yeah, having a branch for the active development, exactly. So the issue is somewhere in here, I think. Although that looks okay. That was after the while loop. Table ID should be fine. Maybe to continue control Zing? I don't think I need to. Because that's me messing around with the league table footer. Although I don't think we ever saw that working right. Oh, hang on. Debug cargo being delivered. That's just taking the debug away there. And the word cargo there. And the word delivered there. I think it's that there. I think it's the fact that we're passing an integer. Right? So if we control Y in this, if we redo that, put the cargo ID back in there, the cargo being tracked. We rename that list, we put that in there. Right. That was the reason I did it in the first place. Now, can I do this? I think I can. And I also think it might be needed down here when we update it. But let's find out. There we go, that's better. Oh, sorry folks, there you go. That's better, it's working now. Missing an E in company delivered. Oh well, we'll do spelling later. We'll do spelling later. What I'll do is I'll give it to ChatGPT and say, can you see any spelling mistakes in these variable names? And it will just point them all out and they'll just correct it all. That's the sort of thing those tools are brilliant at being used for. Now I want to just check that this still works. So if we fast forward, some of these companies will have put a it's not looking good. No, it's not looking good at all. It's just not working. It's no longer tracking. Let's put the debug stuff back in. Need to do the same thing when updating the table. You know what, DJ? You are totally right. That was it. Yeah. No. It's not because it's because I'm updating the element score, and that cannot be just 0. Or is it? Oh, is it? It might be this one that can't be just 0. Actually. Update element score. Which one's that? Let's see. League table. Update element score. Oh yes, it's the third one. So the double speech mark plus a 0 forces the whole thing to be a string text. You can put it in a GS text and then it will display the text without the quotes. Yes. Millalol, not bothered about spelling right now. Unless it's going to cause problems with functionality, I don't care. That's a job for later. Right. I might have... Why have we got... Oh, it's because I updated the info file as well. Right. Back to the code. So what I've done is I've done the same fix down here as what we've had in the other area. Which means... And I think this might be the last... As long as this works, this might be the last test for tonight, right? If we go over to OpenTTD and restart... There's the debug. There's the unnamed company. Unpause. This gets populated properly. And then if we fast forward, some companies will place a HQ. Some companies will deliver passengers near their HQ, and they get points on the table. There we go. We have a basic, rudimentary, working... I pressed the wrong button. Or did I? Yes. Cargo, delivery, script. Okay? There's a lot of things that are wrong with it. There's no point system like what we want to have. The table is not ordered. It still has a test header. The numbers down the side mean nothing. But functionally, this script works for counting the amount of passengers or the other thing. Can I explain the table? This is a list of companies, and the number next to the company is how many of that cargo they have delivered. In this case, passengers. I think we can call this kind of like version 01. Okay? It functionally provides the minimum viable product. Could you just not remove the number ones if that's not annoying? I don't know actually if that's an option. I think we have to have that there. Or something. Let's have a look at the code. Let's see. When the table... let's see. This company... company league table... Element IDs is the element. Oh, hang on a second. There is also no update for... Oh, hang on. Can't remove the ranking. Can fix it, though. Yes. So fixing the ranking is something that we do need to do. So I want a function for working out company points and updating the table with points. We need to be able to save and load. And we need to be able to handle events for not new company, but for like company mergers and stuff. Alright? For example. Yeah, they're all number 1 at the moment. Because they all have the same score. Yes. Could the score just be the same as the number of passengers in this case? The ranking. You know what? I'm going to try that quickly. It might break stuff, but I want to have a look. Mark says yes. I say maybe. The game says... computer says... computer says... fast forward. They all say number 1 at the minute. And DP says yes. So everybody is number 1. Oh, it just works. And it orders it. I think I'm in love with the table. Oh, how cool is that? Oh, that's even better. Look. Rasmus is a no. Mark says, yeah, me too. I'm in love with the table. Wow, that's like so much that doesn't need fixing. I mean, if we don't add the points feature, we can take away a lot of the to-dos. A lot of the to-dos. Right, folks. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're enjoying this. But this stream's already gone on 33 minutes longer than it was supposed to. Okay. I have absolutely loved developing with you guys. The number of people coming to the dev streams is going up. So I think we're going to carry them on. Okay. Now, there is going to be a little break. So don't worry. What I will do is I'll do a little bit of code cleanup between now and next time. And of course, when I push this code up to GitHub, it will be available for everybody to go take a look at. Okay. Next step, make a table for each cargo type like the graph page. We could do it so it does it for all cargoes or for one. I am not doing it for all the different ones. Homework for next time, learn Git. I know I can do Git. It's just I choose not to much. Sometimes. I will save this locally. I will tidy it up a little bit and then I will push it to Git. Okay, that will take a few days because I am flat out with other stuff, but when I do it, it will be there. And you can only have one league table. I think you can only have one league table, yes. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for your support, both in the chat and through all the different ways that you can support me. YouTube memberships, the Viewer Plus program, and the Twitch subs. And from liking the stream and subscribing and commenting, make sure you do like it before you head off. There's a bunch of you watching that hasn't liked it. I'm sure you're watching at the end, so you must have liked it to keep watching it, right? Thank you. Take care, everybody. And remember, if you want to contribute to this, you can. There is a channel on the Discord, OpenTTD Mod Dev. Come and get involved if you want to have a go. Thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye for now, everybody.